guys, so look, you gotta be quiet right now because I'm supposed to be sleeping, but I'm gonna try and make a video for the makeup. Also, I know this looks light on my face right now. I didn't want to do a full face of makeup, so I just used my light colored concealer to prime the eyes and the face. So anyway, I'm just gonna tell you guys, when you're doing this makeup, my biggest tip for makeup in general, use a setting powder. Use a setting powder, use a setting powder, use a setting powder. I stand by this Airspun setting powder, just to tell you guys, because one, it smells good. I think it's really easy to use, and for people like me who have sensory issues when it comes to like the foundation and stuff, I think this really helps. It got rid of my it didn't get rid of it, but I'm fine with wearing like foundation on my face now, so I recommend this. Anyway, I'm going to go set my under eyes and my cheeks. I'm gonna do the eye makeup to try and show you guys kind of what it's gonna look like and like what I recommend when you're going to do it, okay? Right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Set my face. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you guys to use, because me personally, I like getting a straight edge on all of my makeup. So if I'm doing a straight edge for my makeup, I either use washi tape to get the straight edge and then use whatever brush I want, or I go in with an eyebrow brush and I use it and I go really slow to try and make as best as I can of a straight line. I'm just prefacing, I'm gonna make this a straight line just because I like having sharp eyeliner, especially for something like this. Yeah. So I'm using this Falling For You eyeshadow. It's got the shade Candy Corn. So I'm gonna use Candy Corn as a base for my corner. So I'm gonna go in. Let me get close up. So I get close there, and as you can see, with my eyes, I've got kind of hooded ones. So I always do like this line, and I fill in from there. So that way, when I do it, it's sharp, and it's got like an area where I can either keep it sharp here or diffuse, whichever one. I personally just kind of do whatever I want as I keep going. But I'm gonna grab this candy corn. I'm gonna fill it in. I need a different mirror because that's a really bad mirror. This is a better one. I'm going to use a different brush so I can pack it on. Roller. I will also say that if you're a person who also likes the sharp wing look, you can always be messy. And if you're doing your eyes first, you can use a makeup wipe and like clean it off. Or if you're doing your eyeshadow afterwards, what you can do is you can go in with concealer, try and make it as sharp as you can. Okay, so I don't exactly remember how I did this when I first did it, so we're going with kind of how I think I remember it. And we're gonna go in with Cardinal right here, this shade right here on this palette, this Revolution palette. So it's Cardinal, it's a transition shade from the Candy Corn. Then that's gonna go into the see, it's like painting. I like to go over it with the brush, so I like to get up into the space. So see, look. It's like overlapping. And then I'm going back with this palette, and I'm gonna use Persimmon, this really bright yellow orangey shade, and I'm gonna go over the orange. And then after that, I'm gonna go back in for a fourth color, and it's gonna be yellow in the shade Canary for the Revolution palette. We're going in, and we're gonna color over the orange with the yellow, just overlapping. Now, I do recommend when you do this, that instead of what I'm doing, because I don't want to switch out brushes over and over again, is to grab a fluffy brush, so like this, diffuse the orange or whatever shade you're using. So like when I use the red and I go in for the orange, diffuse the red, like so blend it out and put the orange on top, and then like keep blending for like before you put another color on, so that way it blends smoother. But sometimes when you have really good transition shades, it really just works out well, and you don't have to. Now, I don't love what it is here, so I'm gonna get a fluffy brush. I'm just gonna kind of just go over where they all intersect and clean them up a little bit. And so there's that. And then me personally, I like to darken up like the corners by my eyes. And so I'm gonna go back in with this purple cranberry color to give it that like purple that's also on the band's uniform. So I'm gonna get it. This is really good when you don't do a sharp like eye. But give me a second. Just a little bit more, get a little darker. I just always like having it. And then I like to flick to like try and get the pigment off. And then just softly go over. And then that's the eye look. Until I'm gonna grab a light shimmer. So I'm gonna use this palette, I don't know what it's called, complex culture in the shade Reflect. I'm gonna go over it just a little bit for a little shine, because I know you guys really want to sparkle and shine. And then the best part is, once you do that, you're going to get a gold shimmer, a very gold shimmer. I'm using this Poison Ivy Harley Quinn Revolution. I'm using the shade Nature Spirit. Going in. I close all these so I don't get makeup on my shirt. I don't trust myself in the camera. I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna put the gold right there. It's gonna be right in your little inner corner. So we've got the sparkle. And then I'm not going to do the other eyes. I'm just gonna have one eye for you guys to have because I really don't want to. And then after that, I like to do a sharp wing. So y'all are learning how I do a wing with eyeliner. Okay, and just a tip for people that also have hooded eyes. When you are doing eyeliner, depending on how you open your eye, you're going to get eyeliner up here. And you guys have probably seen me with it, so I recommend holding your eye open and like looking like this. So that way it like dries and it doesn't get all over your eyelid. Then mascara, because it helps with kind of it helps with making sure that everything kind of looks cohesive. And instead of having light eyelashes, you've got black that blends in with your eyeliner. Okay, so then that's the eye look. I'm gonna go find a brush to use for the blush because I can't use my other blush brush, so I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to go back into this palette, this Revolution palette, because I don't own an orange blush, but makeup has no rules, so you can use eyeshadow. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush, a fluffy dense brush. I'm going to go in to the orange eyeshadow. Be careful just to get the orange eyeshadow. I'm going to hit it off so that way I can build up to like the pigment and not have it all together. So I'm going to go down. I'm just going to diffuse out. If I have to, I'm gonna re-dip. Hit it off my brush again and keep diffusing. Sorry, I have to look in the mirror to make sure. And so I know it's a lot. It doesn't have to look like a lot. Me personally, I have blush blindness, so I put on a lot of blush. So I always have it to where there's the most blush at the temple, and then it slowly diffuses out. And I like having mine here. If your blush seems like there's too much going on, get your beauty blend and go over it. And then just kind of use your excess product and go over it and just kind of like dull it out. So see, that's like better than before. I'm gonna go over this because I feel like that has too much. So that's like a little better. Okay, and then the orange blush, I just think it looks good on everyone's skin color. I will say, if you own an actual orange blush, I recommend that more than the eyeshadow. However, I'm not gonna go out and buy another blush when I have the ability to just use eyeshadow and a brush to do it. So that's all that really is. There, depending on what you guys want, we can do graphic liner if that looks good, and if everyone can do that. But that'll be the last part of the video because that's a maybe. And the lip is just gonna be a nice little, not bold, but like give your lips some color. Like, you don't have to do as berry as this, but like try and do something that kind of goes along with the sunset kind of look. Okay, I'm gonna pause and we're gonna do the graphic liner so that way y'all can have an idea of what it might be. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to use this yellow water activated liner so I can do some of the details. And if this is something that we do, instead of having you guys go out and buy your own yellow liner, if you wanted to, you can come to me and I can draw them on for you. However, if you want to buy the yellow eyeliner and do it yourself, that's totally fine. This is just an affordable option. This is just an affordable. Oh, my mom was talking. Anyway, this is an affordable option because y'all don't have to pay anything. I already got the materials. So, you're gonna go in, sunbeam. Let me get this a little bit more on here so it's really pigmented. That, like sunbeams.